This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
We're working to connect a region of over 600 cultural bridges between our lands.
Hello and welcome to ASEAN in Focus. I'm Nea Mangawang, delivering to you the latest news in and around the ASEAN region. On today's headlines. DFA Chief Alan Peter Cayetano says the Duterte administration takes a more prudent and pragmatic approach in handling territorial and maritime issues. The Malaysian Premier says he wants to develop an island on a cluster of rocks previously disputed with Singapore. And the Singapore Airlines to relaunch the world's longest commercial flight in October. Unlike his predecessor's strategy of microphone diplomacy, Foreign Affairs Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano said the Duterte administration has taken on a more prudent and pragmatic approach in handling territorial and maritime issues at the West Philippine Sea. During a briefing by the National Task Force for the West Philippine Sea at the House of Representatives, Cayetano said President Duterte's prudent approach produced an environment of peace and stability. The DFA chief said it has also opened cooperation in various areas such as defense, labor, tourism, education, anti-terror, and trade and investments for the benefit of Filipinos.
We are here to humbly and frankly declare that we are protecting the gains of the past, rectifying the mistakes, protecting our national territory, and pursuing our sovereign rights to the fullest. This we are doing in a manner where we do not lose our soul in the process. We need a tool to accomplish all of this. The tool is diplomacy. This is our primary tool. This is essentially the tool that is available to us. The Philippines is a peaceful nation. As enshrined in our Constitution, the Philippines renounces war. I repeat, renounces war as an instrument of national policy.
Cayetano said that although the government is not loudly protesting, it does not mean that it has already acceded to China. Cayetano said China also gave the assurance that, quote, "we are not their enemy." In related news, National Security Advisor Hermogenes Esperon said that President Rodrigo Duterte has said the Philippines could go to war if its soldiers were hurt in the disputed South China Sea. Esperon made the remarks Wednesday after allegations emerged that Beijing had harassed Manila's troops in the area. Esperon said just the other night, President Duterte said, quote, "if my troops are hurt there or if our people are hurt there at Pag-asa Island, that could be my red line." Pag-asa, known as Tito in China, is the largest of the islands and outcrops garrisoned by Philippine troops in the disputed areas of the South China Sea. Opposition lawmaker Gary Alejano alleged on a Wednesday congressional hearing that a Chinese Navy helicopter had harassed Philippine troops on 2nd Thomas Shoal, also held by Manila, earlier this month. Alejano said the Philippine Navy launched a rubber boat to resupply its 2nd Thomas Shoal base when a chopper hovered in a close and dangerous distance, adding the helicopter's proximity had blown seawater into the Philippine vessel. Foreign Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano told the hearing the Philippines had protested the incident and resolved the matter quietly, but refused to disclose details. Meanwhile, India and Indonesia will develop a naval port in Sabang, a strategic location on the tip of Sumatra Island and at the entrance of the vital Malacca Straits. The move, which comes at a time when China is expanding its maritime footprint in the region, was the most significant decision among a series of other pacts that two sides signed after talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Joko Widodo during the PM's first visit to Indonesia. The Times of India also reports that the two countries also agreed to step up defense and maritime cooperation. Both countries agreed to align their national maritime policies, India's Indo-Pacific policy with Indonesia's policy of global maritime fulcrum. Indian Prime Minister Modi announced a 30-day free visa for Indonesian citizens and invited the diaspora to travel to their country of origin to experience the new India. China has encroached on Indonesia's exclusive economic zone with its 9-dash line to the extent that Indonesia has now renamed its sea the Natuna Sea. The two countries issued a separate document on a shared vision of India-Indonesia maritime cooperation in the Indo-Pacific to showcase a joint point of view and a roadmap for cooperation in economic, defense, and cultural fields. It's the first time India has worked out such a shared vision with any ASEAN country, outlining comprehensive areas of maritime cooperation and security architecture in the Indo-Pacific. Heading over to Malaysia, Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad since Wednesday, he wants to develop an island on a cluster of rocks previously disputed with Singapore, a move that could anger its neighbor. The strategically located area has long been a flashpoint between Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, and they previously took a territorial dispute to the United Nations Top Court. The International Court of Justice in 2008 awarded two rock clusters called Middle Rocks to Malaysia, while a nearby island was deemed to be Singaporean territory. Malaysia launched a challenge to that ruling last year, but Singapore's foreign ministry said Wednesday it had been withdrawn by Kuala Lumpur. However, at the same time, Mahathir announced Malaysia wanted to develop an island on Middle Rocks at the eastern entrance of the strategic Singapore Strait. The 100-kilometer strait is one of the world's busiest commercial shipping routes, with vessels using it to access the city-state's port. The Prime Minister gave no more details about what the proposed island would look like or how long it would take to build. Mahathir added that Malaysia had already built a structure on Middle Rocks. Reports said Malaysia inaugurated a maritime base there last year. ASEAN in Focus will be right back. Please stay with us.
Broadcasting Corporation, I would like to wish you a happy 50th anniversary. Kung alam niyo lang kung gaano kasaya na nakakatrabaho ko kayo at meron akong support niyo, maraming salamat po. And I'm praying for more success and happiness sa inyong group. And thank you so much. Sana po ay makaselebrate ako with you. Have fun!
Diskusyon! Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi.
Okay, what happened to your passing? You gotta support the puck. Do I have to tell you this? And we're getting killed on the board. Hello. This is your territory, Grimson. Do your job. Grimson. Hello? Hi, honey. What? Al? All right. The itsy-bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy-bitsy spider climbed up the spout again.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, sweetheart. Hey, it's my girl. You know, my daughter.
Love. Pass it on.
Welcome back. The latest search for missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 officially ended on Tuesday. Private company Ocean Infinity finished scouring its targeted search area in April. The company had agreed to undertake the search unpaid, but would have received a reward of up to $70 million if it had found the wreckage. The plane disappeared on March 8, 2014 while flying from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing with 239 people on board. The plane was carrying 153 people from China and 38 Malaysians. Other passengers came from Iran, the US, Canada, Indonesia, Australia, India, France, New Zealand, Ukraine, Russia, Taiwan, and the Netherlands. The 12 crew were all Malaysian. The jet's disappearance stands as one of the most enduring aviation mysteries of all time and has spawned a host of theories, with some blaming a hijacking or even a terror plot. Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad himself revived one of the many conspiracy theories in March when he suggested the plane could have been taken over remotely to fall a hijacking. Meanwhile, Malaysia's Prime Minister said the hunt for flight MH370 may resume if new evidence comes to light. But Mahathir Mohamad, who became Malaysia's premier for a second time after a shock election victory, indicated the government had no plans at the moment to resume the hunt. He told a press conference that Malaysia have come to a stage where they cannot keep searching for something they cannot find. The premier said that they understand the feelings of the relatives, but they cannot allow the search to go on forever. But he was quick to add that if they find any new information, they may resume the search. Ocean Infinity had stood to make up to $70 million if it found the jet or its black boxes. The private U.S. firm scoured over 112,000 square kilometers of seabed. The ship conducting the hunt, Seabed Constructor, was a Norwegian research vessel carrying 65 crew, including 2 members of the Malaysian Navy as the government's representatives. It used 8 autonomous drones equipped with sonars and cameras able to operate at depths up to 6,000 meters. However, until the end of the search on Tuesday, only 3 confirmed fragments of MH370 have been found, all of them on western Indian Ocean shores, including a 2-meter wing part known as a flaperon. To other news, India's federal police on Tuesday raided local offices of budget carrier AirAsia as investigators accused the airline's boss, Tony Fernandez, of illegally obtaining operating licenses. The Central Bureau of Investigation said it was probing allegations that Fernandez illicitly lobbied Indian officials for favorable treatment of licenses for his Malaysian-based carrier. Officers raided AirAsia offices in major Indian cities as part of its investigation. AirAsia denied any wrongdoing, and Shubha Mandal, director of AirAsia's Indian subsidiary, said AirAsia is working with, quote-unquote, all regulators and agencies to present the correct facts. Fernandez was accused by investigators of campaigning to have aviation regulations relaxed in his favor. One of these was the so-called 520 rule, stipulating that companies must have 5 years of domestic experience and a fleet of 20 aircraft before being eligible to operate abroad. We'll be back after this break. Stay tuned.
Strike 1. I'm the greatest hitter in the world! Strike 2. I'm the greatest hitter in the world! Strike 3. Wow! I'm the greatest pitcher in the world! Yes! Optimism. Pass it on.
Whoever they are. and wherever they may be, they all have the same message. Mata ng Agila, Mondays through Fridays, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Only here at Net 25.
Landmarks, Linggo, alas 6 hanggang alas 7 ng gabi.
I am Leo Aquino, EBC correspondent from Vancouver, Canada, and I am standing here in front of the Olympic Cauldron located in the downtown Vancouver. Did you know that the 2010 Winter Olympic was hosted in Vancouver? Make sure to tune in to Digitalness every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. I am Leo Aquino, and I am 1 with 25.
Welcome back. The Lao government has increased the country's monthly minimum wage from 900,000 kip or $108 to 1,100,000 kip or $132 with effect from May 1. An increase of 11%. The wage increase will apply to all businesses and factories established in the country. This is the third such raise in the last 8 years. In early 2012, the minimum monthly wage doubled from 348,000 kip to 626,000 kip. In 2015, it rose to 900,000 kip or $107.4. According to the Lao government and the Lao Federation of Trade Unions that had petitioned for the minimum wage to be increased, the hike will help improve the labor standards in Lao and address the rising cost of living in the country. Meanwhile, the Udena Development Corporation, or UDEVCO, on Tuesday launched the New Center, a $5 billion project, which is appropriately envisioned to be the new center of business, life, and innovation in the Clark Global City.
Our properties will have ultra-fast and affordable internet, 10 times or more the speeds that we have now. All of these really will make this city a truly great city in the region.
We want this development to be very human, like Millennium Park in Chicago, where you have green with retail on the sides, and there will be the iconic structure that will define the whole development.
In business, there are always risks, but we want to make Clark Global City really a premier city, not just in the Philippines, but across the region.
The fast-growing conglomerate has reportedly completed its master plan for the 177-hectare prime property development it recently acquired within the Clark Freeport Zone in Mabalacat City. The new development within Clark Global City is expected to be completed in 10 years. Udena management said it will host top-grade office buildings, upscale retail outlets, contemporary academic centers, sports centers, an urban park, an iconic tower, a hotel, and modern support services and amenities. At present, 47 hectares of the 177-hectare development have been fully completed, consisting of world-class horizontal infrastructure built to withstand 100-year storm events. Completed vertical infrastructure includes a 173-bed hospital under the Medical City brand and 2 top-grade office buildings with 57,000 square meters of leasable office and retail space. And finally, on today's program, Singapore Airlines said it will relaunch the world's longest commercial flight in October, a journey of almost 19 hours from the city-state to New York, but it will not be available to economy travelers. The airline said the daily non-stop journey from Changi to Newark Airport will cover about 10,300 miles and take about 18 hours 45 minutes. The current record holder is Qatar Airways Flight 921 from Auckland to Doha, which takes 17 hours 40 minutes. The Singapore Airlines flight will use the long-range Airbus A350-900 ULR, which will be configured to carry 161 passengers, 67 in business class and 94 in premium economy. The airline had flown a similar route from 2004 until 2013, but canceled it as it fell short of revenue expectations. However, its latest decision comes as carriers look for new sources of revenue in a competitive environment, while long-haul flights often make more cash than those that require stops. And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Nea Mangawang, always one with 25.
Una party list, di ba? Para tama ba ako? Una party list. Ano ito? Ito bang anong uri ng party list at ano mga adhikain ninyo?
Yung unang edukasyon party list po, ito po yung party list na isa sa nakaupo ngayon sa Kongreso representing education sector. And we are advocating empowering education. Ibig po namin sabihin noon, education should not be an end in itself, but rather it should be a means to empower yourself, the individual, your family, as well as the whole country. So, in concrete terms, susupport namin ang bawat Pilipino na mag-aral ay magkaroon ng trabaho, magkaroon ng business, o magkaroon ng isang pagkakaabalahan na relevant sa National Development Goals. Yun po ang aming, in essence, yun.
Samahan niyo po kami sa isang oras na talakayan. Huwebes, mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi. Dito lang sa Patakaran.
Ako po si Congressman Salvador Bilaro Jr. ng One ang Edukasyon Party List or Una ang Edukasyon Party List. Basta lagi pong tandaan na sa bawat karapatan ay may patakaran.
Sobrang init! Ito ang kadalasang maririnig natin sa ating mga kababayan, lalo na ngayong nandito na ang summer. Alam niyo ba na ang mahabang pagkababad sa matinding init at labis na ehersisyo ay maaring maging sanhi ng heat cramps? Ang heat cramps ay ang nararamdamang pananakit sa iba't ibang parte ng katawan gaya ng kalamnan, kasukasuan at binti. Sanhi ito ng kawalan ng asin sa katawan dahil sa init ng panahon o kakulangan ng sodium, potassium, calcium at magnesium na nagiging sanhi ng problema sa katawan. Mapanganib ito sa mga sanggol at maliliit na bata, maging sa mga nagtratrabaho at sa mga taong nag-eehersisyo sa mga maiinit na lugar. Ilan sa mga sintomas ng heat cramps ay ang mga sumusunod: pagpapawis, pagiging mahinain, mabilis na tibok ng puso, pagduduwal o pagsusuka. Mabisang pangontra naman sa heat cramps ay ang mga sumusunod: maghanap ng lugar na masisilungan o malamig na lugar, uminom ng maraming tubig o sports drink na may electrolytes. Bagaman ang heat cramps ay matuturing na isa sa pinakamahinang karamdaman dulot ng init, ito naman ay karaniwang hudyat na ang katawan ay may iniinda ng problema dahil sa mainit na panahon.